challenge for us now as leaders, as managers, is we always have to be in control by knowing our people, knowing them, getting to know them, strengths, weaknesses, aspirations, sometimes even personal problems. What are the ways of getting to know our people? Having lunch with them, having breakfast with them, having dinner with them, having small talk with them every night, having pep talks with them. The most important tool of all, toolbox meetings. Toolbox meetings, very, very important. One-on-one meetings, counseling. Those are the ways, because through that interaction of meetings, toolbox meetings, one-on-ones, you get indicators. Or early warning, you got indicators. Gives you if there's something wrong with this guy. It already gives you a warning, an early warning you guys. Or, this guy's good, I think I can use in a critical situation. Using our senses, using our experience. All of us are gifted with senses. So as leaders and managers, we make use of these indicators. Indicators, information, dissociate, everything is important about it. We get through toolbox meetings, one-on-one meetings, pep calls, lunch breaks, buffets. You have Sabado nights in the ship on Saturday nights? Yeah. Sabado nights, you have beer drinking nights, buffet nights.
Beer drinking nights.
And depends the captains.
Yeah, depends.
Captains, they don't serve.
Oh yeah, it depends. Yeah, because it's a very subjective.
What is the order?
Yeah.
We thought you are busy.
Just look at it. His indicator is up. His indicator.
Got 1 minute on the ground.
Yeah. So those are the instances where we can, gather information for ourselves. And we put it here in we put a 201 file of all our people here in our brains. So more or less you can tell, who are my reliable people? Pareto, 80-20%. Who are my reliable people? Who are not reliable? Who can I depend on critical situations? Christ. And who are the people I cannot? So these things, this information, these indicators, we get it through meetings, formal, informal, toolbox, importance. Hence the importance really of getting to know our people.
That means we have to put in a lot of time every day just to know
But
about
you-
people.
Correct, but you
Our
don't have
work
to
we
put a
can
lot of
forget.
effort. Correct, that's correct. But you don't have to put in a lot of effort. Put in, yes. You get what I mean? I think you get what I mean, yeah. But you don't have to put a lot of effort. You're just talking to them, even for a few seconds, every day. For a few seconds every day, you talk to him and then you move on to the next guy. Every day, you get indicators already. You get indicators already who my guy is. Yeah, that's true. It's so nice to have, somebody to work with. And if there's a crisis situation, you just look at each other, and he knows what he needs, and he'll give it to you. Just look at each other. And he knows it, and he knows this one, and he'll give it to you. You don't have to say, cover me. He'll cover you. He knows what to do. Just by looking at each other. How nice, but you can do that over time. So you have to.
Yeah, for us, it's no problem because we have only, say, 22 people.
Yeah,
so
23
only
for the next 7 months.
people, we can just
Yeah.
provide them. Like cruise ships,
There's thousands.
Yeah.
That's
Very
very
difficult.
difficult.
Yeah.
Very
Cruise ships is thousands.
Yeah, for us, we can identify.
Yeah. 30 people, easy.
We shift the number of officers also more.
Yeah, but
The master
there's
is not very
also-
wrong.
And there are different departments of the business.
Huh?
Different departments of the business.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this management is mixing between departments. On a cruise ship, the level which you have, the more
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
So you're correct on your conclusion. Yes, we have to know our people, but it doesn't have to be a lot of effort. It's just getting to know them formally, informally. But the toolbox meetings, anyways, we have to do it. It's SOP.
so I think toolbox meeting as captains, we are not involved in toolbox. Are you involved in toolbox?
No, usually it's different.
Maybe he's talking about
Like,
network planning, no?
Oh, okay, maybe you just call it differently.
It's
Yeah.
different,
Call it in a different, terminology.
Yeah, okay, maybe you just call it
Yeah.
differently.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I meant.
Like work planning meeting.
Yeah, but that
Yeah,
network
work
planning
plan.
meeting is.
Yeah. Team meetings, things like that. Morning meetings, yeah. So to get this spirit core, as Henry Fayol would call it, spirit core, team spirit. So another function, going back to the slides, another function aside from leading is the motivation. It says here motivation, which is related to leading again. It's a tool of leading. A general term applying to the entire class of drives, desires. Okay, very narrative there. Say the leaders motivate is to say that what they use the word desired manner. Motivation is very narrative, right, gentlemen? Very narrative. Motivation, just make him move. That's all. It's making our people move. Because it's very narrative. But on the job, it just means make him move. Make your guy move. Make your team move. This is what motivation is all about. That's why there was this management philosopher, Herzberg. His motivation tool was KITA. K-I-T-A. KITA. Acronym, you know what it means by that? Kick in the ass. It's a kick in the ass. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but it's done on a case-to-case basis on a short term. You know, just to wake him up. You know, kick in the ass every now and then. But it's not one long term, and it's not one long. Only when necessary. Herzberg said that. Yeah, hygiene process. It's true. Because issues about salaries, policies, those are just hygiene. Those are the things that make him not dissatisfied. But the things that make people satisfied are really the appreciation of the leader to him, recognition. Question: when was the last time you gave your guys, the crew under you, a pat on the back? Nice work, kid. When was the last time? When was the last time you tapped him?
Someone
Good work.
every day.
Uh,
Someone every day on board.
yeah, someone every day. So aside from catching someone not doing right to correct his behavior, catch someone also doing right. Catch also someone doing right. Say, hey, nice work there, huh? Keep it up. You know, for a bosun or a seaman, able-bodied seaman, to receive that from the captain, oh man, that's something big for me. And motivates. It motivates. Something, it gives him electricity. Do you know that you have the power as a captain, as the master, as the leader, to do that? To electrify your people? Because you know, your people look up to you. And so when you see them one day and you say, hey, nice work, that's electricity for you. It motivates you. And you know, depending on his maturity, sometimes you will use it as a basis for, I want to be like him 5 years from now, 10 years from now. That's the reason. Who knows? You may become your prodigy. That's the reason. Because, you know, as we all ride into the sunset, all of us will have to somehow, you know, pass the torch to someone. Brothers. So, good.
Mentoring is, I think, not only just, it's not an optional thing for the masters on the ships, it is, I think, obligatory.
Obligation, mentoring, right? Yeah.
You need to mentor your people. If you come back, you will not. But
Yeah, that, I agree with you. It is something like an obligation. Because it's giving back to the companies, giving back to society.
pass on your experience.
Passing on your experiences to someone. Passing on the experience to someone for him to be able to move up. As we go to the next, actually related to this, to the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. As our crew moves up from here, so that he moves up here. Because all of us here, as leaders and managers, somehow we are all somewhere here. As leaders, as managers, we already have esteem. We're respected by society, we're respected by the community. But how about our crew? they're somewhere here. If they're just getting hired, or somewhere here, just paying their insurance, or educational plans for their kids, or just putting up their houses, or house, their first house. So we help them to move on. Some guidance, some mentoring, toolbox meetings, or planning meetings, team meetings, and others. One-on-one, counseling. It's help them to move on. Because as experienced leaders and managers, all of us are here already. All of us are here. But our crew, they're just here, somewhere here. But you have to have, you can, obligation, morality, you can help them to move on. So that one day, as us, we move here, they can move up here. And you leave behind a very proud protege. Someone who owes you his life. Tells everybody, he's my idol. He's the guy who gave me my confidence. He's my granddaddy in this job. As we move up to self-actualization. So this self-actualization of Maslow, Abraham Maslow, the psychologist, is somehow related to what was discussed earlier on, remember the Johari window? Earlier, before we took the break? What is known to you, what is known to others, and then there's this dark side here. What you don't know about yourself and what others don't know also about you. Okay, self-actualization. You have to reflect on it. Who am I? What do I want to be by age 60, by 65? Hence the need for a personal mission statement. Am I satisfied with being who I am now, or I could still be a better person as I ride into the sunset, so to speak? Am I a good husband, a good parent, a good captain, a good master, a good co-employee, a good brother? Something, so you can answer.
Hierarchy of need, is this considered to be a theory of motivation or a need hierarchy?
It's a motivational theory that everyone, all human beings have this inherent need.
That means it always has to be a step process. From psychologically, you go to safety.
Yes.
But there are
And this
many
is based
cases
on research of
when
Maslow.
people have gone from stage 1 to stage 3, there are many cases wherein different levels have existed together also. That is
Yes and no.
That's one of the.
Yes and no. Yes and no. Perhaps it was just not documented that they went through the safety needs of providing shelter for the family or insurance. That's why they went up here immediately to ego needs, or rather to belongingness needs to the company. But because Abraham Maslow, the psychologist, based this on research, and he came up with the conclusion that all human beings, have that inherent or that intrinsic or that inborn need to satisfy this first before he can satisfy this need. And then before he can satisfy this need, he has to then move on. In other words, he can reach self-actualization immediately without satisfying first the other needs.
There could be some exceptions there.
There are actually, that is one of the major issues with
social
the
needs, especially if you're the only son of the owner of a big company. Then you jump from one.
Oh, if you're the only son, you're going to need about what? Private security. You're going to need private security so you don't get to mess around. So those Somali pirates don't really mess around with you. So you're going to need safety. You got to pay protection. So that's safety. If you're the only son of the ship owner. So again, maybe it was not documented. Maybe it was just not too obvious. But based on Maslow's studies, everyone has that inherent, intrinsic, natural need to satisfy all these needs on a stepwise basis. All of us have already satisfied this because we've already provided the food, the clothing for our families, for ourselves and for our families, insurance, the houses, poor families, belonging to a big company, a good company, being a part of society, of the community. And so we're now here, satisfying this need of esteem as the master. Perhaps now we're deciding what's next for me. What's beyond being a master? Maybe I can go to head office, be vice president of operations or other branch, you know? Or perhaps other fields of endeavor as you move towards self-actualization. What Maslow is saying here is, if you do not reflect, if you do not reflect, you do not plan really through the tool of PMS, personal mission statement, you may not be able to reach self-actualization during your lifetime.
Can you expand on this towards self-actualization?
Self-actualization basically means that you try to be all that you can be.
Not try, but you have attained. You have attained. Not try, but attained. You have attained. Actually attained. Not try. Because if try, it's just here. But you have attained the result. And the
There is
question,
an issue about motivation. Right.
motivating yourself.
Motivation, yes.
Motivating yourself.
It is not necessary that if you try to achieve self-actualization, you will achieve it. It is not necessary that everybody who has come to social needs, even though he is trying, he may not get esteem needs. But that motivation is still there, no?
Yeah, motivation.
We are talking basically about intrinsic motivation.
Yeah, motivation is still there. Correct. Motivation is still there.
So this is basically about motivation. What is motivating people? From physiological, you are going to safety, from safety to social. Right? Your
The desire-
attempt is there.
the
You
desire-
cannot reach.
The desire to attain.
Desire is there.
Yeah, but when you reach it, you have that satisfaction now, and then you move on to the next thing. Because you have attained it already. Like for example, you've attained the social needs already. Then you move on. That motivates you now to go to the next level, which is the esteem needs. And the highest of all
Most
is
of the time, it's not necessary that a person will strive for a higher level. Most of the people,
No,
they are happy at their social needs.
Correct,
Some of them could be happy at safety needs.
correct, correct. There are people like that. Okay, remember guys?
That is where the issue of motivation comes in, that where somebody is not willing to be motivated from safety to social needs, you have to bring an extrinsic motivation to try and push him up there.
Salaries, and
Whatever.
others. Yeah.
If it is not intrinsic, that has to go extrinsic.
Okay. Remember what we talked about earlier about there's some managers who do not want to be promoted to the next level, senior manager, something like that. Or you may have a bosun or an officer who doesn't want to be captain.
There are many chief officers who don't want to be
They're
captain.
afraid of responsibility.
They
Or
are
afraid of the
responsibility.
challenge. Yeah.
Nowadays, yes.
Yeah.
Pleasing might come at social need. Above social need, they might not.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. There might be satisfied.
But these three are basic, physiological, safety
Yeah.
and social practice.
This is more or less, if you want to live in society, you got to have these things.
Yeah. These
But to push, see, that's what we say, no, some people are satisfied with very less. But then for your job, to get maximum amount of them, you have to somehow try to motivate them to the next level.
Correct. Because you're the master, you
Second,
have
it
to
doesn't want to be
motivate them
promoted.
to have that ambition, that desire to move up, so that they will work hard. Because the objective here of this Maslow is for you to be able to use this Maslow to make your people work harder so that they move from here to here, here to here, here to here. That means they want to take care of their
That
job.
is not internal.
That is,
Then
They
you
want to
make
take
it
care of their
external.
job.
Okay, if you promote, he will give you $25,000. Something like that.
Through this tool, we can use it to motivate our people so that they will do their darn best to protect their jobs, to do their jobs, to protect their company, so they can move on. Imagine if they got laid off, and they're already, let's say they're already here, but they got laid off, so they lose their benefits in the company. See? So of course they won't do that, so they'll strive hard, work hard, get promoted, take care of his work, take care of his company. Yeah.
Just a comment, it would be very challenging for captains and senior officers, to motivate everything else in a very short time.
Yeah, short time only, yeah.
More on the company side.
Yeah, more on the company side. More of your personnel, your admin, yes. But you can even use this for the next 6 months. You have a crew, 6 months. Just like in Helm, like in sometimes when I was using this, one of the captains always had, sir, can I borrow that? And I said, no, it's in your handbook and you'll get the CD. So can I borrow that because I want to use this in my meetings when I go back to, because I'll tell them that you seamen are here and I want you to move up using, and he says he wanted to use this tool for his meetings to motivate them, to have the desire, to have the ambition, so that they will move up. So going back to your question, my friend, yes, even for the next 6 months, you can use this also to motivate your people. Because, you may be working with them for the next few months, but next time around, you may be able to be with them again in the next
It's
month.
actually a person's individual motivation idea for his entire life,
Yeah,
not vessel by vessel.
yeah,
So his whole life is based
the
on
whole
this.
life. Yeah.
So a
So
vessel
you leave-
in between does not really matter too much, whether he's on a ship or he's ashore. Either way, he's working, of course, if he has the motivation.
Yeah. So what you're probably saying is this is more long term.
This
This
is
is
life
more-
term.
Yeah. It's part of mentoring already. Yes. But the material here is presented so that you may use this for your crew, or you may use this for yourself. To ask yourself, where am I now? Here? Am I here? Am I here? Or am I already going to this? Or I haven't really determined what will make me self-actualized. Who knows? Maybe one of us here still wants to be the next Donald Trump, or the next Lee Iacocca, or the next, the next level. In other words, the next level. Yeah, because it excites us. It excites us. What's his name? Colonel Saunders. You remember him? Colonel Saunders? The KFC guy?
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, KFC guy. He put that up, the KFC, when he retired from his first company, around about 55, 56 years old. And he put up KFC around 55, 56 years old. And he already retired from his previous company. And then that's how he self-actualized, became an entrepreneur, something like that. Even going back to Ronald Reagan, he was just, governor of California. But he ran against Nixon, he lost actually. In 1969, he lost. So he said, that's the end of me, I'm not going to run for president anymore. Because he lost in the first campaign. But after that, he tried again, and then he won against Jimmy Carter. He became president. But, he lost in previous presidential races before. He lost to Nixon. 6, 7 years earlier, before winning in 1980.